Y'all, they said, call your yamps. Just call it yamps.
Enter your PIN. Your SNAP balance is $204.76.
Honestly, I use my stamps to get by, but sometimes I had to sell a couple to pay the light bill. A lot of folks around here do the same thing. Now they talking about cutting them off. Like, boom.
That's why they stopping food stamps. Cause this live in 76105, which nobody in this area make over $5,000 a year. What the this 76105 food stamp card doing over here in 76120 in these $300,000 houses? She sold them to her auntie. So the auntie got the food stamp card over here in this high tax area where nobody should be getting food stamps. They running the card up. That's why they think poor people is eating lobster steak, because they selling the food stamp.
Big facts. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Talking about these benefits again, the abuse of them and the consequences that are going to be presented to a lot of people. The purpose of this video is to sound an alarm to those of you that might think you're getting away. There is no getting away. As the scripture says, sin lasts for a season. I don't want to see you get caught up, contrary to popular belief. A lot of folks were distraught over the last month or so because they didn't know where or if these benefits were going to come back, only to have the euphoria like the first young lady. If she's acting or not, this is how a lot of people feel. Like, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, I told you we were going to get the benefits. But the truth of the matter is this. The second lady told the truth. A lot of you guys are selling these stamps to get by, to get over. And some of you all use that as a justification that it's all right. Some of you all have the mindset, the wrong mindset, in my opinion, that you look at a negative or a wrong thing over here. Well, they're paying this country all of this money, or they're stealing money over here. Wrong logic, because when they come for you, that is not going to be a defense for you in your case. I don't want you to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail for selling something that was given to you to help you get over the gap. Charleston White, he said it. He's giving you guys the blueprint of how you are being tracked. And if you don't know you're being tracked, let me sound the trumpet. It ain't hard to do. Everything is digital. There's cameras everywhere, mesh networks everywhere, flock systems, geo tracking. If all this stuff is sounding new to you, then you need to stop doing what you're doing, because you're on your way to jail. Hi, my name is Robert, and on this channel, my goal is to simplify the home loan process. So let's get into these next videos and see what is going on, how you're being tracked, how people are being held accountable, so that while you have a chance, you can change and prevent yourself a lot of heartache. Yo?
Yeah.
Okay, you do your job. So somebody puts an EBT card in there, what do you close your eyes so you don't look?
I don't know.
Well, what do you know?
So the reason we're here is for your food stamp machine. You don't have a license to take food stamps here. That white machine on the counter, it's a white Valor point of sale machine. You're gonna tell me it don't do EBT?
I don't have any machine.
You're sure? Why don't you got your phone, call the owner. Tell him to come on down, we're gonna have a little chat.
And then the extension that they had connected to it.
We'll look at it and see what the AMR is. But it was in, a small store could generate $1 million in illegal transactions in a year without difficulty at all.
So this is becoming very popular.
Yes, unfortunately it is. Now, how long have you been taking EBT here?
I don't have any.
You don't have EBT. You're signed as you take EBT, and you got EBT machine on the counter, and we sent somebody in here earlier today and used EBT.
Hopefully it's a message to the community that We see the fraud that's going on with the SNAP benefits and EBT benefits. And also it's a message to the community that, hey, there are people there out here, the service, our partners with New York City Police Department, USDA, that care about you, that are going to investigate these crimes. And it's also a message to the folks that are doing these crimes. People are coming for you.
So it's not just recipients that are going to start being held accountable. It's these illegal businesses. Huge monies are flowing through these places that are complicit, as you saw in this bodega corner store in New York City. And a lot of these stores are in neighborhoods where a lot of people get these types of benefits. They're complicit, but you're going to start being held accountable as well if you're not doing things the right way. I just did a video about the massive fraud being brought to the forefront in Minnesota. Regardless of political affiliations or what side you're on, the truth is the truth. You guys are worrying about monies being sent to these other countries when millions of dollars, if you're working, are being taken from you in your state and given to folks because of your big heart. You know, the children are always used. Folks coming from other places because they were persecuted. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about everybody because there's bad actors, but you have to identify what's going on. If you guys want to watch that video, check it out right here. But the fraud is there. And if the fraud is going on there, what are the probabilities that they're happening in your state? Matter of fact, if you think fraud is going on in your state that's preventing elderly people, truly disabled folks, children that are born into circumstances that can only get a good meal at school because the folks that they were born to are either selling their benefits or they're just not getting the proper nutrition. If you care about those folks, this is why these things are important and they have to be fleshed out. And so you guys check it out. Let me know down in the comment section and let me know if you see fraud happening in your state, or am I wrong? Am I going too far on the other side? I don't believe so. I think I'm very balanced, but it's a mindset thing that I'm trying to speak to you all about. And that's really hard to change for a lot of people, unfortunately. It is what it is. And if you continue on the path that you're on, this is what's going to happen.
Now, somebody just sent me a very interesting video about a man that made a video stating the fact that somebody was selling food stamps and got 60 months for selling food stamps. So, I went and Googled to see was it true, see who it was, what city, state this happened in, couldn't find it. So, in the Google search, I found it. It says, while specific cases of women receiving 60-month prison sentences for selling food stamps are now not available in the search results, they do confirm that such sentences is within typical range of felony level food stamp trafficking. The punishment depends on the amount of benefits trafficked, and sentences can be as high as 20 years for schemes involving large amounts of money. Y'all ladies better be very careful selling these food stamps, baby. Don't do it, don't do it. I know you want your lace front. I know you want to get that fat ass outfit to go to the club in the weekend. I know you want to buy, but you better not do it with your food stamps. Y'all better use that money strictly for food stamps, for food for you and your family. Don't be giving nobody your food stamp card for some money, because they will lock your ass up. You understand me?
Yeah, I know y'all seen this been going around on TikTok. A lady got to pay back $23,000. Another one had to pay back like $40-some thousand. They said that she had been receiving SNAP because she lied on the application. And just like I told y'all, it all comes back to hunt. Y'all want to know why I keep talking about this? Don't lie, man. Don't lie to provide for your kids, because in the end, you're going to end up incarcerated. And then you damn sure as hell ain't going to be able to take care of your kids. Now, whatever she put on the application, she know damn well she didn't put the right thing. They said, you owe SNAP that you know you wasn't supposed to be getting. You lied on your application to get more. Now, I know a lot of people who've been going around for years lying on their application in order to receive extra funds. It's not worth it, ladies. Men as well. It's not worth it. It's not worth being taken away from your kids because you want some temporary food in your refrigerator. Y'all have to be way more smarter than that and to know better and be adult enough to know. Don't put yourself in that situation. For all y'all who owe that money, they got payment plans for you. just pay the shit back.
So there you see, again, it's not worth it. Any material thing that you want, you should work for it. You'll appreciate it better. These short-term mindsets don't understand the long-term consequences that you're putting yourself and or your family in. And like the gentleman was saying, at the end of the day, if you get taken away from your family, who wins? And then you perpetuate this cycle of being in a bad place. And as my mother-in-law said, you did it to yourself. We do it to ourselves. And so nothing is going to change overnight. These videos are very important. I think so, because you have to know that you have a problem before you can start addressing it. You have to acknowledge it and be honest with yourself, right? And the problem is this: nothing's free, man. Nothing's free. And you were designed to produce, especially my people, very talented, very influential, but we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled to influence people in the wrong way. We've been given a gift. You know the saying, to whom much is given, much is required. And I won't get into it in this video. Those of you that know what I'm speaking about. I'm going to keep it on topic on this channel, because ultimately my goal is to help you simplify the home loan process so that you can obtain an asset, right? Because in this system, folks that have assets win when you're ready, because it's not for everybody. And there's more than one way to get to a desired goal. I want to say that as well. But as I get ready to turn the corner on this thing, this next gentleman really sums it up well for me. So I'm going to let him do it and explain to you why I do these types of videos. So thank you in advance, sir. He's much more articulate than I am, but I approve his message 100%. Check it out.
I want more for people than they want for themselves. I didn't grow up with a lot of advantages. I was born on the west side of Detroit, single parent home. Really don't have any memories of my mother and father being in the same home. Both my parents were drug addicts at different points in my life. And my mother, she definitely was on food stamps, you know? I got a lot of vivid memories of using those food stamps. I got a lot of vivid memories of being ashamed of those food stamps. You know, going to the store, and my mama reaching in and pulling out a book of food stamps. And I was ashamed, you know? Now I'm old enough to realize she was doing what she had to do. But at the time, man, it sucked. It sucked being one of the poor kids, man. And so as I grew up, I didn't want to repeat those cycles. I didn't want to put my children in the same circumstances that I was born in, even though I didn't choose them. But I did have a choice when it came to my children. And my children don't have any memories of food stamps, you know? And I'm proud of that. So that's not to say that I'm against anyone that's using SNAP, because that's not true. I just don't want you to get stuck in a system that doesn't have your best interests in mind. I don't want you to get stuck in a situation to where you're receiving food stamps in lieu of having a father in that home, because the father in that home is going to add way more value in the long run than those food stamps ever will. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing cool about being poor. And I just see so many people taking pride in being poor. No one ever changes their circumstances from a position of comfort. It doesn't happen. People only change when they're uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that you need to struggle to change. I'm saying you need to be dissatisfied with your circumstances and do what you got to do to change it. That doesn't mean that you're ungrateful for the government assistance. It means that you're willing to do everything you can to get off of it. And I just don't see a lot of that in my community specifically. I mean, it's like we all got choices, right? And I just want you to choose better for you. Sometimes it feels like, you know, I want more for people than they want for themselves. And I get a lot of flack for that. Get a lot of negative feedback. You know, I don't like that. I don't. Because your aggression is misplaced. I didn't create the system. I don't feed into the system. I just let you know that you're in a system. And I'm transparent enough with my thoughts so you can do what you got to do to get out of the system. That's if you want out. If you don't want out, I get it. If that's what works for you, then by all means, keep things as they are. But if you want more and you don't know how to get more, that's who I make videos for.
Indeed. If that message resonates with you and you find yourself saying, hey, I do want to explore how to get into a residential property, how to get on the property ladder the right way, you can click the link in the description, schedule a discovery call, and we can see if we're a fit for one and another. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. check out these videos here. Until the next time, indeed, y'all stay blessed.